So, Oggie, you were talking to me about your business in the last few weeks and how you do a lot of REO properties, as in real estate owned. How many have you closed?
We closed right now, as of today, probably 201 properties as of 5 minutes ago. Good thing to have a phone.
Yeah.
You do that.
You're very technologically savvy, I notice. You're actually running most of your business from your cell phone, is that right?
Everything's online, everything's on a cloud.
Oh.
You can work from any point in the world.
There you go. Very cool. And how many days on market would you say your average sale takes to sell in Arizona, which, as you know, is a very depressed market?
Arizona overall takes about 90 days, and we are running pretty good. We are running about 56 days.
Wow.
56 days.
So why are you so far ahead of the normal pace with real estate to own properties?
One of the main thing is we start advertising the property the moment we get it. Because if you know, when somebody goes in foreclosure, the bank takes over the property and they assign it to a broker, local broker, that takes care of the property. From that point until it hits the market, you're looking about average of 45 days. So during this 45 days, we already start advertising the property as coming soon.
Ah.
So the first day it hits the market, we already have people lined up, ready to submit an offer.
Very good. And that must increase the percentage of sales price versus list price. What do you typically run?
98% from list to sales price.
And that's primarily because of the marketing efforts you do pre-listing?
Not always that.
Okay.
It's mostly the negotiations. It's how you talk to the buyers, how to talk to the buyer's agents. It's very important. Answering the phone and talking to the buyer's agents, answering the questions, even giving them an advice how to approach the bank, how to write the offer so it gets accepted.
Very cool, because your client at the end of the day isn't a traditional seller. Your seller has been replaced by an asset manager, is that correct?
It is. It's not a typical seller, it's an institution. The buyers, they don't understand that. You have to explain how the system works. It's not a one decision maker, it's levels of decision makers. Asset manager, the manager of the asset manager, the portfolio manager, overall the bank policy.
So what you're basically asking a buyer to do is to step away from the emotional aspect of buying a home when it comes to negotiations and understand they're dealing with dollars and cents. It's a business transaction.
Exactly.
For an institution.
It's numbers for us. Tell us why you want to offer that much.
And back it up.
Back it up. Don't lowball the offers. It's not going to work.
I notice a lot of buyers doing that. You put a property out for $130,000 and they want a deal, so they offer you $100,000. Do buyers not get that the bank's already taken the hit? The deal is the deal on the property?
It is. Depends on the market. But you have to explain to them. This is how it works. In the first 30 days, we all have to meet such numbers. Asset manager cannot make a discount more than 3 or 5% in the first 30 days. And after that, maybe a little bit more. Every 30 days with the price reductions. But in the first 30 days, you're not going to get much deal.
But buyers keep thinking they should offer 50% less.
Forget what the TV says.
Yes, thank you.
Forget about the TV. It's the real market. Talk to your broker. Look at the numbers. In the beginning of 2011, January, we had 38,000 listings. As of today, November, we have about 19,000. That's half.
Mm-hmm.
In January, I was looking at the numbers, and every day we was selling 100 properties in Phoenix, and they were just disappearing. So you just can't lowball right now because it's almost seller's market.
Correct. So with all this experience that you bring to the table and all the skill sets you've obviously demonstrated, right now, who are your biggest REO clients?
The biggest clients is Fannie Mae. Also, Bank of America became a pretty good client, pretty big client. Since they took over Countrywide, we took all their troubles.
Sure. With those guys being your biggest clients, what is your CFK success?
CFK is relocation assistance. We're pretty good with that. Over the years, you start to you got to talk to people like you're equal. Don't push them. So people losing houses, they emotional. All we have to do is just explain the process, and you tell them that you're there to make it smooth as much as you can. It's an unpleasant situation, but we have to work it out somehow. Mm-hmm. And our success is 98%. I've lost a couple.
And when you say lost, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I couldn't get to an agreement with the people to accept relocation assistance and move out within the period that the client requested. The second one was a little bit different situation. We negotiated the cash for keep, but the guy pretty much committed suicide. It's a sad story, but so I don't count this one as a success.
All in the day's work of an REO agent, huh?
Every day is different. Nothing's the same. You go to work and something new comes up. You've never done it before, and you have to play the game. You have to make the judgment call. Nobody knows the answer, so you're trying to make the best decision that you can, and still stay with the client's guidelines.
Right.
Because you have multiple clients, and they have guidelines that you have to follow.
And being that you're in Phoenix, what has been your furthest asset that you've been asked by your clients to handle?
A lot of the asset managers, they know Arizona. They think that Arizona cover everything, but no, we pretty much stay within Maricopa County, and now we go into Tucson also. But the furthest asset I've got is in Stafford, Arizona. That's about 4 hours from my office.
Wow.
So wow. I was about to cancel it, but the asset manager asked me to just handle it because they didn't have anybody there.
And what by far has been your hardest asset to sell?
They all hard to sell. Nah, it's usually the things the assets that you think you're gonna sell quick turns out to be the worst. We have this little condo in South Scottsdale. It only was like $35,000. We were like 8 times in escrow with this little $35,000 condo. And the main reason was the HOA. It was self-managed HOA, or crazy lady, have to deal with them. Didn't allow this, didn't allow that. But it is what it is.
You got it done.
You got it done.
There you go. Amazing. With all the properties that you manage in various locations and different states of presentation, pre-listing, on the market as is, with damage and so on and so forth, what has been your worst experience that you've actually had to have when regarding with the asset? It sounds like, was it that suicide one?
Yeah, that was the really the bad one that we had to deal with. It was a sad story. The guy was living in the house by himself, no electricity, no water. So we helped him with some relocation assistance, financial, but I guess he was desperate or something. I had no idea that this would happen. No idea whatsoever. But he committed suicide, and we found him in the property. That was one thing that we had to deal with. A lot of phone calls, asset managers, rushing, police, ambulances. Wow.
Oggie, I know some of the properties that you have. I know some of the areas that you work in. It's not always glamorous. You got to tell me what your weirdest experience has been.
Oh man, it's the one with the bunker. That's the
one. Bunker?
That's the one.
From World War II?
No, it's.
I'm British. I never knew you were in threat of being bombed by the Germans.
This guy, this property was. It's a Fannie Mae property. It was a Fannie Mae property, and it was twice in escrow before they reassigned it to me because the previous broker couldn't sell it. And it had gone through inspections and all that. So we got the property, we went to inspect it, and there was some signs of mold, discoloration, so we had to check the walls, see what's going on. The moment we dig a little bit further, it came up to be, it's a double wall. And actually the wall was a door. When you open the door, and there's a big hole in the cement in the garage. It's like a tunnel going down with the lights. Everything was set up.
Wow.
But it's pretty dangerous because you can see in the backyard when it was ready to go down.
Oh, it was ready to collapse.
Yeah, and it was funny because two inspections, 2 buyers in escrow, nobody found this thing.
That's pretty unusual. So, years ago when you got your broker's license, did you really think that you were going to be dealing with this stuff?
It's fun. It's fun.
Every day is different, right?
Every day is different. No, nothing's boring, you know?
So let me ask you this. I want to know, why would an asset manager hire Oggie Penev and his company? Why would they be foolish not to have you manage their assets?
Because of all this. Old suicide, bunkers, weird people. Every day is different. And there's no rules about it, there's no guidelines, you don't know what to do. It's the experience that matters. They need to know that you're looking at their best interest. Whatever you do, you know that you have to think 5 steps ahead.
So you're saying you're looking out for the interest of the asset manager above and beyond your own personal interest?
Not just the asset manager, overall the whole organization.
Got
because
it.
There's a PR involved. Certain things don't have to go to the media. Certain things have to be not covered.
Handled delicately.
Exactly. So we have to protect the asset manager, have to protect the company, have to protect everybody. So it's the experience, it's the best interest in mind, and the skills also. Negotiations, marketing techniques, creativity. You have to be creative. Market changes all the time.
You have to be up on the market.
You have to be ahead of the game.
And that's the thing I see with a lot of REO agents out there. They don't know how to market because the only way they marketed in the past was because their house was the cheapest one on the block. And that's not what it's about.
It was easy. Now, like we start selling the property before it comes on the market, like coming soon foreclosures. We put the property, we market it, coming soon. You know, let's go, put an offer.
Now you use single property website, you use Google, you use syndication tools.
Anything you can think of, we've tried it.
Okay.
We don't use all of it, but we've tried everything. We know what it works. Certain properties have certain marketing. The other ones have different type of marketing. So you got to be creative. And in the REO business, you don't have much budget to work with.
Right.
So
you forgot the most important thing. You're actually an all-around good guy. That's why they should hire you.
I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. Invite me to lunch. I'll buy.
So for anyone watching this, how do they get a hold of you, Oggie?
It's easy. REOterminator.com.
Very good.
So just
pick up the phone and call.
Actually, ask for reference. Call a buddy that works in Arizona. Most of the asset managers know. Most of the brokers around the United States. REO brokers too. I'm a good guy.
Awesome.
Yeah, go to REOterminator.com or call me. My information is on the website. I still pick up my cell phone.
Very good. And your cell phone number is?
602-405-8156.